How's it going, everybody? Today we are going to go ahead and cover the most urgent product manager postings for September 18th. Almost feel like I'm running a news broadcast network right now because today we have, let's go out there and check here. We have one all the way up to, we have 34 posts. And just so that you know, we do spend a lot of time actually aggregating these posts for you. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you have not already, please subscribe to my newsletter so I can have these postings sent to you fresh daily like it's hot bread. Okay, let's get down to business. As we all know, Walmart has been hiring extremely aggressively, multiple teams. So we've got Walmart, Summit 7, Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is actually hiring. Dino, BetterHelp, Pete's Coffee. Pete's Coffee is, no disrespect for Pete's Coffee, but Pete's Coffee is still around. Connective, Media Data, Bellis, Henny Penny, Seekout, Principal, Talent Pair. Almost sounds like the reverse way of saying Palantir. If anybody's owning any shares of Palantir right now, they're doing extremely well. You guys already know that I do. R1, SAIC, Circle, Compliance Quest, Amplitrack, if I'm saying that right, GenMab, CGI, Everflow.io, Cognizant. JP Morgan has been hiring like crazy. I actually have this other one. If you guys have not emailed me yet, please go ahead and do so. We also got another one here from JP Morgan that was posted yesterday. These are different teams across the country. So sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's multiple stakeholders within the same team that's posting, but they usually go out there and tag. MasterCard, G, Vernova, SAIC, let's see here again, Cognitive, Nike. We do have some people that work at Nike, so if you're interested in Nike, please go ahead and let me know. Wells Fargo, Intuit, SAIC again. When I see multiple postings, let's see here. So we got one post here. Make sure it's not a duplicate. SAIC welcomes customers, product manager for commercial classified products. Let's see here. This is another one. Senior product operations manager, and then we have another one. Okay, product manager commercial. Okay, so it might be like two separate hiring managers, but it's the same team, and it could very well be it's two separate teams. Who knows? But I saw Virginia, and every time I see Virginia, I know the veteran. Thank you all for your service. I truly mean that. You guys are the greatest. Make sure to put that on there on your resume, because sometimes people don't see it, because like a lot of times people get out of the military, they put it at the very bottom of their resume, and then they don't see it. Like, you might want to go ahead and just put it in brackets, like, John Smith or Jane Smith, U.S. Veteran, or U.S. Marine Corps, or U.S. Army, or whatever of that nature. Believe it or not, it makes a huge difference, because there's a lot of veterans that are in the tech space. A lot of veterans go into tech recruiting. And even people that you may not think have a lot of respect for the military, you'd be amazed. You don't know if their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their significant other, or they have a family member that is actually currently in the military or former military themselves. So, and then Wikimedia, is that right? Or is it Wikimedia is also hiring for a product manager, future audiences. This is actually a very interesting role too. So we have all these different roles here. Please go ahead, send us the email. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. But we basically have the screenshot so you guys can go out there and reference it. The post creator URL. So whoever posted it, you'll actually get a chance to go ahead and see that person. That way it'll make it easier for you to actually contact that person. The post link, if you actually, I don't know why, maybe you want to go ahead and just see it like this. Let me go ahead and move my face here, because you probably care about this more than you care about looking at me. And then so you can actually go out there and take a look at the position right here. Great product manager position, product manager, bill, virtual card. If you've been noticing, I've been posting up a lot of postings lately, and digital payments is really leading the way. Digital payments comes first, then healthcare, health tech, health analytics. E-commerce is crushing it. Streaming is crushing it. Also, anything that has to do with sports, online gambling. people turn to some quite degenerate habits when the market is functioning the way that it is right now. But we'll also let you know which location is it? Is it remote or is it on site? Overall, a lot of people have also been asking me how many of these roles are like in person versus like remote. Overall, remote is still very, very, very much, as you guys can go out there and see here, it's still very, very much dominating. Bentonville, yeah. Whenever I see Bentonville, that's usually Walmart. So you guys can go out there and get access to this here. We have more than 1,200 postings. A lot of times, also, another huge mistake is people just hit them once, they don't hit them again. Definitely hit them multiple times over, because whenever they post, the first swarm comes in and then they get overwhelmed, and then they have other things that they have to go ahead and do too, and they don't actually follow up with you. So you got to go ahead and follow up with them. Speaking of remote, I do want to go ahead and cover two more things before I let y'all go today. A lot of people have been blowing up my LinkedIn. You guys can see on the bottom here, I've been getting like pings like up, down, left, right, and center. Amazon forcing employees to go back to the office. Is there going to be some backlash? Like this just dropped. Like a lot of people really did not see this coming. I know a lot of people have already left the Seattle area. Obviously, that's not the only place that Amazon has their office. But like, are more companies going to go ahead and follow suit? I honestly feel like the bigger companies will. So like there will be some people that there's just such a rock star performer that it's going to be impossible for them to go ahead and do so. But right now is an employer's market. And I think it's also very important to go ahead and recognize that, because this work from home situation was never really going to be a permanent situation in tech, unless you're one of the smaller companies where it just makes a lot more sense for you to go ahead and operate in a remote environment, because it's like costing you so much to just host an office. And then on top of that, most of your team members may have already been remote. But for the bigger players like the FANGs that are more structured, the new people that are starting, they're throwing these kids that are straight graduating from colleges or like MBA programs, they're throwing them straight into the in-person environment. So eventually they will go ahead and train those people up. This is actually why get access to my newsletter, so I can show you some side hustles that you can start immediately right now. Because if this is your only source of income, you might just get strong-armed to go back. Lastly, I'll go ahead and leave. If you guys have not heard, the talk of the town already is, of course, the Fed. Jerome Powell. This was a huge cut. And it's basically a very big win. What that basically means and why everybody's basically pumped up for it, I don't know what the long-term effects are. My major was in history. It was a party major. Didn't study economics, but considering the fact that I think a lot of people have been watching a lot of the leading economists talk, you can just kind of tell it's basically a coin toss. But this is absolutely great news. This just actually makes it easier for businesses to go out there and have access to loans. On top of that, I wrote actually a bunch of notes, so that's why I've basically referencing this side of the monitor. But cheaper loans, increased spending. On top of that, it's going to, in terms of like, are you worried about it? Caution or concern? We have yet to really see this. And even I think if you were to go ahead and ask Mr. Powell himself, he probably can't even tell you the long-term effects of it. It's too soon to tell, but something that I've actually told my entire community, and I urge this for everybody, is try to stay focused on the present, control what it is that you can go ahead and control. Obviously, this is really good news, but the last 2.5 years with tech getting rocked, as hard as it has been with AI and all the uncertainty that's going on in the market, it's been like a live season of Game of Thrones for people that's worked in tech. Every time there seems to be good news, I don't want to be negative, but you guys already seen the show already. It follows up with like another cliffhanger and another negative piece of information. So we are still getting our people jobs, as you guys can see with Product Gym. I urge everybody, please schedule a call with us. Definitely sign up for the newsletter if you want access, if you want updated postings of what's going on in tech. Previous to that, let's just say I did take a couple days off from posting just because it was Mid-Autumn Festival, 1000 Time with Family. But we had 24 postings before that, and then before we actually hit the weekend, we had some postings over here as well. There's a lot of postings, and a lot of these roles, even though it was posted last month, you gotta understand in this market, a lot of people, they're really being overworked. So don't think that if you don't grab it within the first like 24 hours, it's a dud. No, that's actually not the case. You're in a business development relationship right now. A lot of these postings are actually, they're still very, very, very much active. That's been posted at the beginning of the month, and even postings that went on in like July, August, they're still very much available, because when companies are interviewing you, they're getting a chance to learn from the market what's realistic in terms of their expectations. No company makes a hire really within the first 30 days. And I'm going to be covering this in my coaching calls. So definitely get access to the newsletter if you want to stay up to date on that. Companies have to interview a set number of candidates before they go ahead and make a decision to hire. Even if you are the rock star candidate in the first round, and it's happened before where, and there's always going to be somebody that's going to fight you on this internally on the HR side. When I was a recruiter, I worked at a staffing agency. We would send out sometimes a really rock star candidate in the first round, and companies would actually, even though everybody liked this individual, somebody from HR might say, you got to still interview more people just in case. It's like, think about it this way. I know it sucks. Like, it's so dumb. It kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. And the reason why people actually do that is largely because of, there were times when they interviewed somebody that was a really rock star candidate, and they were the first candidate, but unfortunately it turns out that they were a dud. And every company, every hiring team has had instances where that has happened as well. So if you and your significant other, or you and another family member, or another really good friend, usually less so, decides to become first-time homeowners, even if the real estate agent shows you a house that meets all of your expectations and it's a deal, it's very, very, very seldom that you would go ahead and pull the trigger before you see more properties as well. So if you have that mindset of going into it, you have to appreciate that. So a lot of the people that we're getting jobs for, these postings were posted like maybe 30, 45, 60 days ago, because the first thing is, when hiring wants to go out there and hire, when somebody on the product team or engineering team or any team for that matter wants to go out there and hire somebody, they're like, yeah, we want this, 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 and 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 this. And then they start talking to some people, and then they realize something. Okay, well, if you put another, $50,000 in cash money on the table, I can get you that. But if this is your budget, this is what you're going to get. I mean, you can't go to Shake Shack and expect a steak dinner now, can we? I mean, that might be a little bit far of a comparison, or it might not be, considering the fact that Shake Shack these days could run somebody $35 just getting a burger and fries and some shake. So with that said, subscribe to the newsletter. I will be going out there and posting this up daily. Speed to lead is very, very important, because anything can happen in this market. With that said, my name is Rich. Schedule a call, get in contact with the community, come and sit in on a coaching session as a guest, get a feel for the community, come and meet some friends. Job hunting is extremely, extremely lonely, frustrating, and I think in a lot of ways very dehumanizing, the way that things are done right now, because there's just so much volume out there on both sides. It's kind of disgusting. So come on in, schedule a call, sit in as a guest on a coaching session. I'd love to go ahead and meet you too. All right, I'll go ahead and talk to you very, very soon. I will be posting up these videos daily now that Mid-Autumn Festival is actually officially over. I'll talk to y'all really, really soon.